Welcome, everyone, to the Inland Sports Show. Before we start the show, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel, and if you're a local business or organization and you'd like to promote yourself on this show, just send us an email, inlandssportsshow@gmail.com. The show starts right now. We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but we're not looking for easy. Just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for. Garcia's left footed. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. We are back live and amplified here at Teen Vision TV 16. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Johnny Nunez behind the scenes directing tonight's program. We got a big show because we're talking about playoffs. Yeah, it is playoff week for our CIF Southern Section winter teams. We're talking water polo, basketball, soccer, wrestling's doing their thing as well. And we've got a couple pre-recorded interviews because some of the teams that we wanted to talk to this week are actually either playing right now or they're playing later tonight if you're watching us live. One of those, the Arlington girls soccer team. Johnny, let's check out some video of when the Arlington girls soccer team actually clinched the River Valley League title. This was the final whistle as the Lions are your RVL champions. So the girls won the RVL championship, and so did the boys. And here's a cool stat, too. Laikyn Koss, the first-year head coach at Arlington, she leads them to a league championship this year. And the last time Arlington league title, well, she was actually a player at Arlington. So it's come full circle for head coach Laikyn Koss. Arlington playing tonight in the playoffs in Division 4. We had a chance to catch up with Coach Koss to talk about the season and what a great run it was for the Lions. And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. She is the head coach of the Arlington girls soccer team, your River Valley League champions, Laikyn Koss. And Coach, first off, we had a chance to talk a little bit when you first got the job at Arlington, going back to the Lions, and here you are, league champion, going to the playoffs. How fun has this season been for you?
It's definitely been fun. An unforgettable experience. I feel like it was just yesterday that we spoke, but on the job, like you said. There was a few things that I expected, but I really didn't know what to expect with this season. Knowing we had a super young class, and just really getting my feet wet coaching high school soccer. So I was very excited and very nervous at the same time, but I really couldn't have asked for a better first year so far.
Here's something interesting. Your awesome director of athletics, Tacey Duncan, passed this along that the last time Arlington girls won a league championship, you were a senior. You played for the Lions, and now as the head coach, you brought them another league championship. So what's that like being able to do that as a player and as a coach at your alma mater? That must be pretty special.
Yes, it is definitely special. I knew when we had talked way back when Miss Duncan had told us about league championships and all that sort of stuff. And, I saw the banner, or I kind of knew, but then I saw the banner in the gym. I was like, wow, it was really my senior year that we won. And obviously, we wanted to win league this year, and that's obviously our goal. Everybody wants to win. So now that we actually did it, it's pretty cool experience to be on both sides of it as a player. And then, it's definitely a different feeling as a coach. You're not really out there. You're not doing the just a lot of, guiding them and, just really motivating them to really get to the goal that they wanted to get at the beginning of the season when we talked about it. I know that they wanted it, but I think the whole time they really didn't believe in themselves that they could really do it. A lot of talk was at the beginning of season that they had graduated 12, 13 seniors last year, so again, very young class, and everybody wanted it. We knew it was going to be tough. It definitely wasn't going to be easy, and it wasn't. So, again, going back to as a player, right, like it's kind of up to you on the field and how bad you want it, really just emphasizing that all year long. And when we hit league was, just how much we wanted to put the effort in to get that championship.
Well, Coach, obviously you play to win the game. The wins and losses, the league titles, getting to the playoffs, that all matters. But as a first-year head coach, to see the growth of your team, like you said, there was a lot of turnover. There's a lot of new players stepping in. To see their growth over the course of the season, just how rewarding was that to see your players putting in the work and then having, at the end of the season, the rewards to show for it with that league championship and a playoff spot?
Yeah, I think again, like it's just a lot about believing in themselves. During preseason, we had a very, very tough preseason, and our results can show that. So, I know within them for sure there was a lot of, maybe doubt or something. But I told them, that this preseason is setting us up for league, for season. And then, when we hit league, I kind of told them, this is a fresh start. Think of it this way, we did all of our preseason and all of that. And now it's a fresh start, and we have to take it one game at a time. And, it's just really how much they wanted to believe in themselves, going to training, hard every day, and, really being prepared for each game, being prepared for each minute. There's been numerous times during league where we were down in some games, coming back in the second half of the game and really just fighting to get that win, or maybe even fighting to get that tie that we needed, or not letting them score. It was a lot of fight and grit and effort, and I knew they had the talent, but I told them, you guys can be the most talented team, but if we're not going to work hard, if we're not going to give the 120% each game every minute, then it might not be the way we want it to be. And I think it truly showed that very last game that we had to play, knowing we had to win that game to get the league title.
So, Coach, Division IV, there's some good soccer teams in Division IV. What do you think your team has to do well to maybe string together a couple wins and make a CIF run? What do you think you guys have to do? I think really what I've been trying to emphasize with them is just playing, as cliched as it is playing our game. I don't really want to be the team I want the teams to adjust. And then if we have to make adjustments, okay, that's fine. But again, it's taking a lot of leadership. It's taking a lot of younger players stepping up. We have a very young class that's, starting and has played every single game, but I think now with the fight that we had to do in league, they know that every single minute counts. Every single minute's going to count. And just playing smart, just playing simple, and then just using what we do best in our advantage. We have a very strong front line. So that's what we got to do. We got to score goals, but then we got to stop them as well. So it's really, coming together as a team, lots and lots and lots of leadership,
out there. I try to yell at them, but half the time they probably can't hear me, just really coaching them and guiding them, but, at the end of the day, they're the ones out there putting the work on. So, if they do what they do best, then we should be pretty successful.
Well, Coach, so full disclosure for everybody out there. So we're recording this interview because when the show airs, the Inland Sports Show, you guys will actually be on the pitch playing your first round game. I'm just curious, what do you think your message will be to your team, maybe right before the game or in the locker room before you get out there to kind of just, get them dialed in, get them focused, mentally prepared to, make a playoff run. The league title banner is great. And now, like you said, if you chunk out the season, this is like a brand new season. You start the playoffs and it's win or go home, all those sports cliches. So what do you think you're going to tell your squad?
That's a tough question. I always kind of think about it before the time being. We've really emphasized enjoying the moment. For a lot of these players, they've never even experienced CIF. So, just getting to that point is huge, and getting a number one seed, so to say. We wanted to get to CIF. We set goals at the beginning of the season. So, now, like you said, it's pretty cliche, but it's win or go home in a sense. So, I think now, and it's kind of funny because I talked to the girls today, like, that we won the league title, and I know that we wanted it bad, but I think they didn't believe in themselves too much at the time being. Now that we've done it, it's kind of like a weight lifted off our shoulders. So now you're just going into these playoffs, like you said, Division 4, there's a ton of great teams. We faced different teams in preseason. So it's going into these playoffs, like, just really enjoying the moment. Obviously, we're going to win and we want to make a run. But, I think now it's like, okay, we can kind of relax and just like truly enjoy the game, versus we were so like, just like we didn't know. We had mixed emotions going through everything. And I feel like the girls were under a lot of pressure.
Just final thoughts on being a first-year head coach at your alma mater. Things that you learned along the way, pleasant surprises, anything that kind of, surprised you along the way, something that you wouldn't know unless you were a head coach, unless you were experiencing it. Something that over the course of the season, just kind of something maybe memorable over the season.
It's definitely a lot more like personable, I think, at this age and this level versus I coach youth in club. So that's like a lot of teaching and guiding and all of that sort of stuff, just really nitpicking stuff. But now these girls they're older. They kind of know things, so it's not really about the skill set. It's about, again, the relationships and guiding them and just fully, believing in them, and that you kind of being that shoulder that they can lean on. You just have to really be positive. Sometimes, like I tell them, it's easier to go negative. So if you stay positive, right, good things will happen, and hopefully they do. And I just think it's way more meaningful being at my alma mater. I've had a great, great, great support system. Coach Kevin Watson has been a huge support of me, not just at Arlington, but he's obviously helped me a lot just in my coaching career. He's actually the one that jump-started my coaching career. So I've been really thankful for him and, how he's helped guide me, and, their program is very, very successful. Yeah, but he's been very helpful with me, and, it's nice to have someone to kind of lean on, when things get tough, and, he's been very helpful with me, and, and just like our whole support, our whole staff, like our athletics, a lot of coaches have been very supportive. I don't think I've ever seen so many kids and other athletes at our games, so it's a very good community to be involved, and I think the girls definitely feel good as well, because I don't think they've had that support in the past either, so just in general, it's more meaningful, being back. And that's why I always wanted to coach there, because I played there. So now, I just wanted to kind of give back to them. So yeah, it's definitely been a good experience.
Well, shout out to Coach Watson, too. I should mention the Arlington boys also River Valley League champions. So Arlington boys and girls winning league titles on the soccer pitch this season. But hopefully the season will still be continuing for several more games. Coach Koss, congratulations on the league championship. And I know hopefully the Lions can put together a playoff run here, both the boys and the girls. But I really do appreciate the time. And congrats on going back to Arlington and getting it done as a coach now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Inland Sports.
What up, y'all? It's Boost Man here. We're back at the Boost Performance Center with my guy, Pep Fernandez, and we got an oldie but goodie for you guys today. We're going back to the A-Run. We're going to show you guys what that's all about. If you guys remember, we did this a couple years ago. I want to touch up on that a little bit, show you guys some progression, show you guys the way we're coaching it today because it's forever evolving. We're always trying to find ways to get better. Come see what it's all about. All right, I'm with my man Noah over here. He's going to demonstrate the A-Run for us. So what he's going to do, he's going to start right here at the line. We're going to jog 3 yards. And he's going to hit an A-Run, keep it really short for about 10 yards. Now, the great thing about this drill is that we can take it 20, 40, 60 yards. We can really push the threshold because we're really focusing on turnover. Now, last time I did this drill, one of the things I didn't like about the video that I'm going to correct right now is his posture. So we want to make sure that Noah is projecting his hips forward. That way we have proper force production through those legs and through the feet. So Noah's going to jog 3. He's going to give me a lot of turnover, working at residual, recovery, and transitions phase of sprinting. And he's going to give me an A-Run 10 yards. Here we go. Now, really quick, one more thing. Once he gets to the cone, we want that linear speed to be about 50%, but we want his turnover to be 100. Here we go, Noah, ready? And hit it. And A-Run, stay tall, stay tall, stay tall, stay tall, stay tall, stay tall, stay tall. Very nice, very nice. Good job, good job. All right, so one of the progressions that we'll do off the A-Run drills, we'll add a little bit of resistance to it. So you can do this with a sled, you can do it with a band, but for the most part, this is gonna be a heavy resisted band here. We're still emphasizing the same mechanics. Noah's gonna project his hips forward. Jay Bear's gonna provide some resistance here. He's gonna keep his head down and we're focused on turnover here. So he's gonna jog to the cone. He's gonna A-Run about 10 yards with that resistance. Here we go. And go. And stay tall, stay tall. Get over, get over, get over. Let me turnover, turnover, turnover. Arms, 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 arms. Very nice, very nice. So there you guys have it, the A-Run drill. We're bringing it back for you guys. We cleaned it up a little bit. I love this drill. You can do it with some resistance. You can do it with some assistance. You can do it with just body weight. What I love the most about it is that you can travel large distances and it's not as aggressive as all out sprinting. So if you're not doing it, you better get to it. Boost Man.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
The City of San Bernardino has implemented a new low-cost sidewalk vending program in hopes of expanding opportunity for community members to start sidewalk vending safely and lawfully. We want everyone to have access to the economic benefits that sidewalk vending brings, but we want to make sure that our sidewalk vendors know the do's and don'ts when it comes to our city. We must make sure that vendors are keeping our residents safe by following general health and safety standards and by following all city rules. Like, did you know to legally sidewalk vend in the City of San Bernardino, you'll need a seller's permit? What about the $1 million general liability insurance that you are required to have? Don't let this scare you. When all is said and done, the cost of the annual permit will either be $64 or $154. We want to help in every way we can when it comes to vendors lawfully running and growing their small businesses. But those who operate without the proper permits can and will be cited. Citations can run anywhere from 100 to a misdemeanor, and repeated violations can result in the confiscation of items needed to sidewalk vend. We do not want this to be you. So, if you have any questions or concerns regarding the new sidewalk vending program, please call us at 909-384-5035, where staff will help you navigate your way to becoming a safe and permitted vendor in our city.
And what is up? Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified at Teen Vision TV 16. Now, the high school baseball season starts on Saturday. It's opening day across the area. Joining us live on the show tonight, a couple studs from Norco High School, Grant Gray and Cameron Kim. And as we punch them up on the screen, that's Cameron on the, well, it's my left, and Grant on my right. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. Really appreciate it. And the baseball season starting on Saturday, and we are talking a little bit off the air that you have the big PBR tournament coming up starting on Saturday night. For you guys, you're going to see a lot of great teams in non-league play. And Cam, I'll start with you, man. How does playing in these tournaments like the Boris as well, the Boris Classic, how does that get you ready for Big 8 league play in the playoffs? Because you're going to see a lot of good teams in league play and, presumably the postseason when you guys get there.
Yeah, the Big 8 League has always been really competitive, with King and Centennial and Santiago, everybody's up and coming. I think playing against all those Trinity League schools in the Boris Classic will really show us where we stand. And if we do end up demolishing in those tournaments, then we should hold a good spot in the league. We should hopefully become reigning champs again. And I mean, hopefully as a team, we come together and just perform well, and it'll set us up for league for sure.
And Grant, what are the goals going into this season? Are the expectations pretty big for this squad? You got a lot of talent on this team.
I mean, yeah, we were super young last year, so we've kind of just carried that into the year. This year, we've had a whole bunch of fall league games, and I think our record's plus definitely. So we'll see. I think our expectations are definitely high going into this year.
Man, and you baseball guys, I know, Grant, you're a football guy too, but man, you baseball guys don't take any breaks. You guys, the fall ball season is like fall-winter season. You guys are always playing. Coach Rios is always telling me how you guys are doing. I think you had a game last night. You have a game on Thursday night to get you ready for the actual real season. But does practice makes perfect? The more time you're out there on the diamond, seeing other competition, do you feel like that's kind of, iron sharpens iron, and you're going to get better for the actual real season coming up on Saturday?
Yeah, I think definitely. As a team, just being out there together and building chemistry on and off the field, that's huge for us. And last year, all of our practices we were super sharp. Everybody was doing what they were supposed to be doing. Our pitchers were working hard. Our infielders were working hard. Everything was just so smooth. And this year, all of our practices have been going pretty smooth. So I think it's definitely going to sharpen us for this year.
And Grant, I mean, obviously, I think it was it Paloma Valley last night, I think, and you got someone else. I think in fact, you hit a bomb, didn't you, to straightaway center field in that game? So, I mean, getting those preseason hacks in, you're just going to hit the ground running, right, on Saturday.
Yeah, no, definitely. We've had a boatload of preseason games. We like to try to play 2 a week if we can. So I think definitely those preseason games will definitely help us roll right into season.
Guys, let me ask you, Coach Parcell, this is his final year, man. He's an OG. He's a stud in these parts. What would it mean for you guys to help Coach Parcell maybe win a league title, make a CIF title run in his final year at the helm? Cam, I'll go to you first, and then Grant, you can answer the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very historic day. His last day coaching. He's been coaching for, I think, 40 years. And, I mean, last year when we won league, that was cool for him because he hadn't won league since I think 2015. But this year we have the team to definitely win him a ring, and I definitely think it's going to be an emotional one. He's such a respectful man. A lot of people care about him and respect him as a person. Definitely for me and Grant, we're 4-year varsity players. We've been there for the last 4 years, and being there for the last 4 years of his baseball coaching career, that means a lot to us. Not only us, but the rest of our team. And I think it's definitely going to be emotional once we win it all.
How about for you too, Grant? Your feelings on Coach Parcells' final year?
I mean, Cam said it all. I mean, we've been there for all 4 years now. I think we had the team last year to do it, and I think we had the team even our freshman year to do it if we didn't get canceled due to COVID. But like Cam said, Par's been there 39 years, 40 years now. I think it'd be cool to get him his first ring.
Do you feel like, and I know this is a sports cliche, unfinished business, like looking back at last year and the amount of talent you guys had, and you got a lot of talent coming back. Do you feel like this year, though, coming in, maybe a little bit of a chip on your shoulder to say, hey, we've got something to prove this year, especially for you guys as seniors?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, Lakewood, they beat us at their place. I feel like, truthfully, they just caught us on a bad day. We were rolling through the whole season. I think we only had 5 or 6 losses, and that really proved something because our sophomore year we didn't do so hot, and we went straight into junior year super hot, and unfortunately Lakewood just caught us at the wrong time. But this year hopefully we're not gonna stop. We're just gonna keep going.
Grant, let me ask you, the other night you guys were at Dodger Stadium for the area code games. Can you kind of explain for the viewers out there, what are the area code games and what was this tournament, these games taking place at Dodger Stadium for?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was my first time there. Cameron's been there a couple other times, but it was basically the top 50 guys from the Western region that all came together at Dodger Stadium, and then we were grouped up into 2 teams. One was the Brewers and one was the Dodgers, and then we played a 12-inning game at Dodger Stadium, starting at 12 and finishing around 5. So it was cool to see all those arms. We were seeing anywhere from 88 to all the way up to 96. So it was definitely cool seeing that pitching. So it'll definitely help us roll right into season.
What do you think of that experience, Cam? I mean, just being in Dodger Stadium, all the great players obviously who have walked on that field and played baseball. Was it a pretty cool event?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I did it last year with a couple of first-rounders, second-rounders, and, this year being with my boy Grant and a couple of the other dudes that I'm super close with, like Batanti and Caraway. It was awesome. Everybody, it's just a brotherhood of area codes. I've been on the area code squad for, I think, 4 years now. And, becoming close with scouts and just seeing all the scouting directors, it's unreal. Like, it's a dream come true, especially playing. I'm a Dodgers fan. I think Grant's an Angels fan. But, playing at a stadium like that, like, it's like when I was a little kid, I've always dreamt of things like that. So it was awesome.
Yeah, all the amazing players and amazing games that have taken place in that stadium. It is pretty cool. Cam, I got to ask you. So last year, I think it was a county clash game at the 66ers, and you hit a bomb. And you come off, you round the diamond, you come off, and you put on the cowboy hat. Now, obviously, when I think Norco, I think Cowboys anyways. But where did the cowboy hat come from? Are you guys going to do something similar this year if you hit a home run and come back to the dugout?
The cowboy hat, I mean, it's kind of so on the hat. There's a headband that says "Who's your daddy?" And so that comes from our coach Rose. He plays cornhole and. His nickname is Daddy. Everybody calls him Daddy. And so he had that headband. We tied it to the hat. Obviously, we're Norco, so there's cowboys over here. There's horses and stuff. And so I feel like it just fit perfectly. And, putting on the hat, it was a little small on my head. It fell off. But I mean, I feel like it just fits us. And this year we got a pretty cool celebration. But, some people are just going to have to come out and see it in person. It's even cooler in person.
Now, do you guys have a signature move? Like, let's say you hit a double. You end up on second base. Is it like pull the pin out of the grenade and throw it? Is it like a bow and arrow? Like, do you guys have a signature move when you get on board?
Our double sell is the cornhole toss. So, that's what we've had for the last, I think we started in fall and then we've carried it all the way through. So, we toss it and then we have a little chant that goes with it. And then I don't think we have a triple celly yet, so we'll have to figure out what that one is. But our home run celly is the the Cristiano Ronaldo at home plate. So so we'll have that one go on a couple times this year.
Man, you guys have too much fun at Norco. That's awesome, man. And finally, guys, you're both UCLA commits. I mean, you've been 4-year starters at Norco. Aren't you going to get sick of each other when you go to UCLA? That's a long time to be around each other. Grant, I know you're a football and baseball guy, but, are you excited to get to UCLA and you'll be with Cam on the baseball diamond again? Yeah,
no, definitely. Even when we're playing during football season, I'm pretty sure I'll probably go out there to a couple of things and try to just get some swings in, so I don't lose anything. But I feel like it's fine. Me and Cam work perfectly together. So I feel like it'll be fun for the next 4 years after this.
And same thing for you, Cam. Obviously, you get to play baseball with him at UCLA, but who knows? The MLB draft might be, knocking this summer for both of you guys. I mean, have you thought about what that decision might look like if you're like, man, I don't know, maybe I'm getting drafted pretty high. That's a pretty big chunk of money. Or are you like, hey, I'm a UCLA Bruin. I can't wait to get there.
I've had my commitment to UCLA since I was, before freshman year started. So it's definitely going to be a hard decision going into it. At the end of the day, it comes down to me and my family. Whatever my family says goes. I have a big family, so yeah, that's just how it's going to go for me. But I think going into UCLA and having Grant right by my side, it's going to be awesome. We're pretty opposite, so I think that's why we work so well together. And together as a team, we're just gonna keep going. The sky's the limit for us.
All right, hold on, Cam. Back that up real quick. You guys are opposite. I got to follow up on that. So how are you opposite? Is it like clean and neat, shy and outgoing? Like, how are you guys opposites?
I feel like it's kind of like good cop, bad cop in a way. Like Grant will speak his mind. He'll speak the truth, and I kind of go to Grant. I'm like, hey, you should say this. It's kind of one of those things. Yeah.
Is that true, Grant? Is that how it plays out? Like you're like, hey, you know what? I don't have a filter. I'll say what he wants to say out loud.
Yeah, no, definitely true. There's some times where he'll have me get on a certain someone because he doesn't want to. So he'll come over to me and tap me on the shoulder and be like, hey, like, get on this guy. So yeah, I feel like that's definitely how it goes.
That's amazing. Grant, Cameron, you guys are studs. Really appreciate you taking time to join us here on the Inland Sports Show. Good luck this season beginning Saturday at the PBR tournament, guys. I really appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is Grant Gray, Cameron Kim from the Norco High School baseball team here on the Inland Sports Show. That'll take us into our next commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Beaumont boys basketball coach Jon Florence, who won the CBL title, and his daughter Isabella, one of the star players on the girls team, who also won a CBL title. That's next here on the Inland Sports Show.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Boostman here with a quick 2 cent. Competition is a vital part of athletic development. Not just learning how to compete, but how to compete to win. It's a skill that needs to be practiced habitually in the off season. See, it's not just about getting stronger. It's not just about getting faster. It's about drive. What pushes an athlete to give their best every single rep? Never just train to compete. Boostman.
San Bernardino has implemented a new low-cost sidewalk vending program in hopes of expanding opportunity for community members to start sidewalk vending safely and lawfully. We want everyone to have access to the economic benefits that sidewalk vending brings, but we want to make sure that our sidewalk vendors know the do's and don'ts when it comes to our city. We must make sure that vendors are keeping our residents safe by following general health and safety standards and by following all city rules. Like, did you know to legally sidewalk vend in the city of San Bernardino, you'll need a seller's permit? What about the $1 million general liability insurance that you are required to have? Don't let this scare you. When all is said and done, the cost of the annual permit will either be $64 or $154. We want to help in every way we can when it comes to vendors lawfully running and growing their small businesses. But those who operate without the proper permits can and will be cited. Citations can run anywhere from 100 to a misdemeanor, and repeated violations can result in the confiscation of items needed to sidewalk vend. We do not want this to be you. So if you have any questions or concerns regarding the new sidewalk vending program, please call us at 909-384-5035, where staff will help you navigate your way to becoming a safe and permitted vendor in our city.
CBU basketball is the most exciting sports experience in the Inland Empire and the best value in Southern California. See every dunk, every magic play, and every win. Inside the beautiful CBU Event Center, Southern California's newest NCAA Division I arena.
Gonna stay at 25 right now. 71-69, CBU. Jones inside, draws the foul, and the circus shot is good. Are you serious? Jones got the basket. It got out of control, but check out the shot by Jones. Like a shot put, heaves it up, got the basket and the foul.
Yeah, that was CBU men's basketball. Tough loss against Southern Utah. In fact, a couple tough losses in a row. And if you're watching us live right now, they're on the road at Utah Valley tonight, and Orem is a tough place to play. So we'll see if the Lancers can get a big road win against the Wolverines in men's hoops. Now let's talk some basketball in the Citrus Belt League. The Beaumont boys won the CBL title this year, and the Beaumont girls also won the CBL title, actually back-to-back seasons for the Beaumont girls basketball team. Joining us right now, the head coach for the Beaumont boys basketball team, Jon Florence, and his daughter, Isabella, who was a key player on the Beaumont girls team that also won league. Let's talk to Jon, Coach Florence, and his daughter, Isabella.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. They are a couple league champions from out of the Citrus Belt League. We got Beaumont boys basketball coach Jon Florence and his daughter Isabella, who is a champion on the girls' side, as Beaumont won both boys and girls in the CBL this year. And Coach, let me start with you, man. The CBL's got some good basketball teams, some good players. For you guys to win a CBL crown, I think that speaks volumes of where the program is at. I know Beaumont's always been good, but to win a CBL title, I mean, that means something. What does that say to you?
Yeah, definitely. The kids have been asking because it's their first league title. And I think we got 3 in the Mountain Pass League, but this is definitely a step up. You know, CBL has always been revered as a pretty high reputation for basketball and a lot of other sports. You know, we came in during the quarantine and didn't have a lot of success, so that was tough. And last couple of years, we've just kind of been sticking with it. This year, the guys have really bought into the defensive side and the team side, and I think that's what kind of helped us. You know, but yeah, definitely speaking to what you're saying, the CBL is, you know, in my opinion, I think it has a lot more weight than our previous league, and so we're excited to be able to be competitive and hopefully continue to do so for the next few years.
Well, before we get to Isabella and talk about the girls basketball team also winning league and actually going back-to-back in the CBL, you mentioned the former league. You're going to see an old foe in San Jacinto in the first round of the CIF Southern Section playoffs. I don't know if the CIF office, by design, they try to get some of these intriguing matchups for some of these schools, maybe to sell more tickets. But what do you think about that matchup with the Tigers in the first round?
You know, we think that we can compete with anybody. Definitely feel like if we play the way that we know how to, you know, we like any of the matchups. But yeah, it's always interesting how it works out in the beginning. You know, we always seem to get somebody that either you played before or something that's close in proximity. You know, and I kind of had an idea that it would be 1 or 2 teams that, you know, I kind of had a good feeling, but. You know, I think if we really play the way we know how to play, I think we can make a good run this year for sure.
And Coach, you know, what was it about your team this season that, I know you guys were in some low-scoring battles. I mean, what do you think was unique about this year's team that you guys were able to, you know, fight your way through a couple games and show, you know, real perseverance to pull out some of these wins in league action?
Yeah, our leading scorer gets 11 points a game, but we've had a lot of games where we'll have everybody score or 5 guys in double digits or things where I think the natural way of play just happens and it starts on the defensive end. It starts with all movement for us and just having that team philosophy. I don't really feel like the guys, have that feeling of I need to score, I need to be the hero. When we're playing the way we know how to play, we usually get, 20 assists or whatever. When we're struggling, we get 6 assists and we're trying to do too much individually. So definitely been some guys we have a lot of athleticism. We're not really that big, but we play pretty fast, and we tend to take away the other team's best offense and make them do what we want them to do, and that's what leads to 13 to 20 at halftime sometimes or whatever. And I know it's not as fun, and I know that sometimes parents and fans and stuff, they want to see the exciting stuff, and we have that too, but we also know that if those things are not going, we want to be able to always be competitive. And when I played at Cal State for Larry Reynolds, it was always defensive minded, and I just kind of stuck with that, and we saw great success in those years. Even if we didn't make a shot, it seemed like, and then other teams would try to play high up tempo and lose. So I don't know. We're all about team winning and the team success and just continuing to go as long as we can. And as long as the whole group buys in, right? They keep saying all year, they kept saying, all in. That was their mantra, right? Was just all in. And how do we figure that out both on the offensive side, defensive side, in the classroom, all of those things. So that explains kind of why the low scores, I think.
Coach, I'll say this. Regardless of the sport, basketball, football, baseball, defense wins championships. That's what it boils down to. If you can play defense, you're going to win a lot of games. And I'm the guy that loves the 1-0 pitchers duel, the 13-10 football game. So I like your style of basketball. Let me go to Isabella now. Isabella, you guys go back-to-back CBL champions. I was there the other night when you guys beat Cajon on your home floor. I think it was like tied at 27 going to the fourth quarter, and you guys got on a roll. It's like an 8-0 run. You guys got it going. What was it about the fourth quarter? What kind of got you guys dialed in? Sorry, my dog's going nuts in the background. But what got you guys dialed in that you guys just really focused down the stretch when it mattered the most?
I think our team is always like that. In the third and fourth quarters when we tend to push the most because we can really see, we really keep our eye on the prize in the fourth quarter. And I think our coaches help out with that too, especially in the fourth quarter of that game. They gave us a pep talk going into it. And we playing defense the way we were playing defense, and everything just ended up working out in the end.
I'm sorry, was that the goal going into the season? You guys won the CBL last year, and there's some good teams, Cajon, Ukaipa, there's some good basketball teams in the CBL. But coming back this year to go back-to-back in the CBL, and I think you guys went 10-0. Was it 10-0 last year, and then also 10-0 this year?
Last season we went 10-0, and then this season we went 9-0.
Oh, wait, hold on. Who was the one lost to?
We lost to Ukaipa last Thursday.
Isabella, what happened?
I don't know. It was a lot of things mixed into one, but
can you guys use that as maybe a learning experience now as you get ready for a playoff run?
Oh yeah, definitely. Today we were watching film before practice on what we can do better, how to move the ball better, how to look for the open people more. In that game, it really just came down to how we moved the ball, how we played defense, who we left open. So.
All right, Isabella, finally, how much basketball do you guys talk at home? Do you guys sit around the dinner table and in between bites of spaghetti, you're talking about drawing up plays and playing defense? I mean, how much basketball is at home, or do you guys try to keep it at Beaumont, keep it on the court?
We kind of talk about all kinds of things. We talk about volleyball and basketball because I play volleyball and basketball instead of my sisters. But when we do talk basketball, how I think I played in the game, what I think I could have done better, how we played as a team, and just kind of reflecting on what everyone can do better. And then when he comes home from his games, I like hearing about how they did and how they played and who was their top scorer and stuff. So.
Well, Coach, as a girl dad, how much fun is it to, have your daughter at school, playing sports, doing well, winning league titles? Is it just a good time right now?
Yeah, we actually have 2 at school right now. We have a freshman who's on the JV team and plays volleyball, and then we have an 8th grader. So next year it'll be all 5 of us at the same school, because my wife also teaches at the school. So it's awesome. You know, it's cool to watch them play sports. It's cooler to have teachers, you know, tell you how awesome your kids are and how great they do in the classroom, or how helpful they are, or, you know, just what great people they are. Because, you know, when you're an early parent, I don't know, I guess you don't see down the road, and most people don't get this experience, right? They don't get to be on the campus with their kids in the hardest time of their life, kind of, you know, that transitional period. It's great. My middle daughter right now is in my first period class, and it's fun, you know. At times it's awkward, I think, for her more than it is for me. But, you know, it's cool because I spend a lot of time with them. And, you know, the hardest part has probably been that basketball season is split. And so we're trying to figure out next year, senior night, how that works. You know, if I'm away for their senior night, how does that work? So those things are probably the hardest things, but I think the kids actually like that I'm not at their basketball games, because I think I bring a little anxiety for them, even though I don't say anything. It's just, you know, the feeling like you need to perform. For volleyball, it's totally different, right? But basketball is like my thing. And so it's been great. The network has really helped, because I can watch all their games when I can, and or, you know, they're texting me about her game and stuff, like the parents and stuff will text and keep me posted. So we have great kids. We've been blessed. I mean, everything, I can't complain. We just have a great situation. It's very unique. You know, we just finished building a house for 5 minutes away from the school, so we're always in an area we can go back and forth and spend time together. So.
Well, Coach, let's end it with this, because I'm assuming you're a movie buff, and there's like a lot of movies behind you. If you were going to unwind and you pick out your favorite movie, I'm assuming those are DVDs or Blu-rays. What are you popping in to your favorite all-time movie you got behind you?
Ooh, all-time movie.
If you had to pick one right now, what your go-to right now?
Man, I love the original Point Break. That movie is like my favorite. That movie is one of my favorite movies. I would say actually one of my favorite movies that I will watch every time it's on TV is The Last Samurai. I love that movie with Tom Cruise. Mm-hmm. That is a great movie. And it's just, I always judge movies based on like what movie I would want to watch if it was on, even if I've seen it 100 times.
Yeah.
Because there's other movies that I really like, but I will only watch them one time, and I don't really care if I see them again. But we love watching Marvel movies. We love watching Star Wars. We just love doing all those things. So definitely movie people in our family for sure.
Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars and Marvel nerd myself. So, and I think one of my kids is kind of into it. The other one's she'll watch it if we're watching it, but that's about it. But
this is my Harry Potter, and she's my kid, and so it is funny. It is funny how your kids all end up different. You know, each one's a little unique in their own way. So yeah, a lot of fun.
Well, Coach, congratulations to you on the CBL title. Isabella, congratulations to you as well. Back-to-back CBL champions for the girls team as well. And best of luck to both of you in the playoffs coming up.
Appreciate it, Pat. Thank you for the call.
You got it. That's Jon Florence and Isabella Florence here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
They were awesome. In fact, Beaumont boys basketball, if you're watching us live right now, just taking the court against San Jacinto in the first round of the playoffs. Let's see. When we come back here, actually, you know what? Let's do our Big Boost play of the week. Our Big Boost play of the week coming from the hardwood basketball action at Murrieta Mesa. It's called the Silent Seven. So all the home fans at Murrieta Mesa, they are silent until the Rams score their 7th point of the game. And when they score their 7th point, they go nuts. They go bonkers, and they storm the floor. Look at it. It's awesome. Murrieta Mesa won this game against Temecula Valley. They beat Chaparral, Murrieta Valley, and Temecula Valley in a row to reach the playoffs. The Rams are actually on the road tonight, taking on Valley Torah in the 3A playoffs. But that was our Big Boost play of the week. It's pretty cool, the Silent Seven. So completely silent You can see everyone's kind of dressed up as well. And then they stormed the floor, and they won the game, and it helped them get to the playoffs, which was very big. Again, they had to beat Temecula Valley, Chaparral, and Marietta Valley to punch their ticket to the playoffs. All right, we're going to take one more commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we're going to hear from a couple local football stars who signed their scholarships this past week. We'll be right back.
What up, guys? Boost Man here at the Boost Performance Center. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez. What up, y'all? It's your boy Boost Man, and I'm back with a quick 2 cents. To all you parents, kids need well-ran programs in order to get the most out of their athletic development. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't send your kid to a school that's disorganized with canceled classes, unknown schedules, or any other type of inconsistency. So why would you choose that for your child's athletic development? The organization that you choose for your child's athletic development should meet the same standards as your child's academic development. Your boy, Boost Man.
San Bernardino has implemented a new low-cost sidewalk vending program in hopes of expanding opportunity for community members to start sidewalk vending safely and lawfully. We want everyone to have access to the economic benefits that sidewalk vending brings, but we want to make sure that our sidewalk vendors know the do's and don'ts when it comes to our city. We must make sure that vendors are keeping our residents safe by following general health and safety standards, and by following all city rules. Like, did you know to legally sidewalk vend in the city of San Bernardino, you'll need a seller's permit? What about the $1 million general liability insurance that you are required to have? Don't let this scare you. When all is said and done, the cost of the annual permit will either be $64 or $154. We want to help in every way we can when it comes to vendors lawfully running and growing their small businesses. But those who operate without the proper permits can and will be cited. Citations can run anywhere from 100 to a misdemeanor, and repeated violations can result in the confiscation of items needed to sidewalk vend. We do not want this to be you. So if you have any questions or concerns regarding the new sidewalk vending program, please call us at 909-384-5035, where staff will help you navigate your way to becoming a safe and permitted vendor in our city.
So we did have the Pro Bowl this past weekend, the Pro Bowl festivities, and the big takeaway for me, Patrick, was it was in Las Vegas, the home of the Raiders, and Derek Carr showed up. Man, he competed, he played, he did the whole 7-on-7 thing, he did the skills challenge. He showed up. Credit to Derek Carr. I'm not a Raiders fan, but I'm a Derek Carr fan. Man, good for him. And maybe this is unpopular, but I think the Western Conference is watered down this year, even with my Sacramento Kings. And I'm a huge Kings fan. I love my Kings, but I think it's watered down. So with Kyrie Irving joining Luka, all of a sudden, man, you got to put some respect on Dallas. Dallas might be making a run out of the Western Conference now. That one player can change the complexion of the Western Conference.
Inland Sports on KCAL 96.7 FM every Monday and Thursday morning with my boy Patrick in the morning. All right, and finally here on the Inland Sports Show, we're taking a look back on National Signing Day. We had a couple local football stars signing scholarship. In fact, we had a bunch, but specifically Jaquan Smith from Cajon High School, one of the top recruits from our area. He chose the University of South Florida over Utah and Washington. Those were his three finalists, but Jaquan, if you know him, his nickname is Florida because he's from Florida, so it's kind of a homecoming for him to go play for Division I at the University of South Florida. At Cajon, he did everything. He was a receiver, he ran the football, he returned kicks. So at South Florida, he's going to play football and run track, and he's kind of dialed in as one of the slot receivers for the University of South Florida, although he says he's not afraid to run the football. Check it out.
Is that exciting for you? Because this is a team that, like you said, could be explosive. They could put a lot of points on the board. You could, get your name out there on the national stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Because honestly, don't get me wrong. I did my job at running back, but I grew out of that. Because I grew up, like when I grew up, I was originally a running back mainly because I couldn't even catch the football. But once I came out here, I kind of, hands got bigger. I worked a lot more on eye-hand coordination. So I ended up switching the slot. But, I got put back to running back and was rotating. But they specifically want me at slot, and I really love them for that. Because, boy, they know I am tired of running the ball. Don't get me wrong. They throw me back down. I'm going to tote that rock now. Don't get it confused. I'm going to do the job.
No, I saw you do the job this year at Cajon. I know you could do it.
All right, that was Jaquan Smith. We have a longer interview with Jaquan right now this week on Sports Weekly on IEMG. And next week, we'll have an interview with Dre Robles, the quarterback for Aquinas. He will be at the University of Redlands next season. Dre saying playing football at Aquinas will prepare you to be a college football player or a Navy SEAL. Check it out.
You can do whatever you put your mind to do. The mind is something very powerful. I'm not the tallest, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the fastest, but they built a work ethic in me that I could get any job done. And I'm very thankful for that. They were very tough, and they built men. They build men. And Coach Bruce, he always said how he wanted to build Navy SEALs, and I think that kind of gives you an idea of how intense the training is and how demanding everything is at Aquinas.
That's awesome. Coach Brusing, he's the best.
Yeah, congrats to Dre and his family. Again, the complete interview with Dre, we talked for about 12 minutes or so in all, next week on Sports Weekly. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified at Team Vision TV 16. A big shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes. I am your host, Pep Fernandez. We'll do it all over again next week as we get to see the second of the quarterfinals of the CIF Southern Section playoffs for our winter teams. Stay safe out there. God bless you, and we will see you